Let's Expelliarmus. Expelliarmus. Disarm. It's the disarm one. Okay, let's go out here. Then let's head out. I wonder when I unlock mounts. There's like the broom, and then there's also just flying mounts. Like you can have like a flying beasts. Hello, let's say.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I was there, and I saw what happened with Rookwood and Harlow at the three.
I'm all right at the moment.
If you don't mind my asking,
They want something that...
when were you at Gringotts?
Just before we came to Hogwarts. A portkey brought us there after the dragon.
What on earth?
There's one more thing. Professor Fig says I have a rare connection to a power... I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it. And I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain. I know that's a lot to absorb.
For now, it is safe to say that everyone has been talking about you defending, and I shall never forget watching Saron. Both of you have inspired.
What sort of stand?
Men like Rookwood and Harlow are the reason. I am not going to sit by and watch.
Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair on their own.
I had heard all the more reason they must. Rumor has it that Theophilus Harlow runs Rookwood's day-to-day op. Taking him down would cripple Rookwood.
That may be true, but shouldn't Officer Singer handle someone like Harlow?
I overheard some of Rookwood's lot talking about a massive poaching op. I was thinking that we could invest.
All right.
I am going to watch and listen, find out precisely what. In the meantime, remember...
Thank you, Natty.
Be on your guard.
Yeah. I don't have an objective. What's going on?
Pardon. How dare you threaten me?
What's going on here?
They must have come this way. Think!
What's going on here, fellas?
I've no idea who it is you think I might have seen. I've been busy with my research. I do not have time to...
Victor Rookwood don't give a doxy's nip back your time. Oi! Speak of the devil. Mr. Rookwood would like a word with you.
A student? You can't be serious.
Enough out of you.
Leave her alone.
Stupefy!
Stupefy?
I'll have taken your life. Become personal.
You look a little fancy.
Go out of your eyes. Get over here, you idiot!
I'm not going anywhere with you.
What on earth just happened? I've never been accosted in such a manner, and so close to Hogwarts.
Are you all right?
Care to tell me why two Ashwine?
Ashwinders. It's a long story, but thank you for your help.
Well, you've avoided them for the moment. Priya warned me things were getting dangerous. Best get moving on my research before they return.
You're a researcher?
Nora Treadwell at your service, historian and archaeologist
Merlin's
specializing in
work and
Merlin's
life.
and life.
I thought that Merlin and the tales about King Arthur's...
Mere myth. Chatters on endlessly about his connection. Merlin attended Hogwarts, you know.
Fixtures?
These vine-covered pillars, dozens of them, all around the area. I believe he created them as a diversion for his fellow Slytherins.
I can see why you're so interested in Merlin.
Well then, no one has yet managed to figure out how. I suspect that Mallowsweet is an...
Mallowsweet?
I had just arrived to test my theory when I was so rudely interrupted. You see, each swirl in Merlin's writing has its symbol in the center.
The Mallowsweet is meant to be placed at the center.
Precisely. Would you... I
Mallowsweet.
brought a trunk chock full of Mallowsweet with me.
I
It's
guess
just
you
over there by my tent.
put it on the center here. Why mallow
This
sweet?
trunk.
Yes, take plenty, even if you already have some.
I have the mallow sweet.
Lovely. Now, notice the vines on these pillars here, as well as a stone swell on the ground. Each trial has these features. Place the mallow sweet on the swell, and we'll see what happens. My word! Did you see that? The vines disappeared.
What should I do now?
This is uncharted territory.
Do you
I
light
am
them?
curious about these
Incendio.
vines.
Okay, I just go around lighting all of them.
Merlin's beard!
The flames make the pyre sing.
That's it. Not very complicated.
Merlin's beard! How beautiful! What a day! I can hardly believe it.
Interesting.
I take it we can call that a success.
We can indeed. How does it work? I must review my notes. I may have missed something.
Are all of the trials like
Oh, not precisely. Well, I think you should feel free to solve them. My guess is that each will, which you can find in Hogsmeade. I really must.
Cool
And
beans, feller.
Now I've got what I needed. I shall return to the safety of my notes and books.
Another thing to find in exploration. I was going to do more side stuff, but I had actually talked to my friend yesterday. We were playing together. And he talked about, he was confused because I made a complaint about like the speed it takes to get around. He was confused that I hadn't even gotten the broom yet. And I told him what I did and stuff, and made it sound like I was really close to getting the broom, so.
Wonderful it is to see you again, Lenora dear. Oh, here.
So I kind of just want to do that so I could get around easier.
A little treat for your auntie. Ah, hello. Class, please welcome the newest rose in our garden. We do look forward to growing together. How thrilling it is to have everyone back together again. This year will be filled with enchantment and excitement, but the most important thing cultivated in herbology is knowledge. The prudent herbologist is no more afraid of the venomous tentacular than the bouncing bulb. Now then, today we will be acquainting ourselves with the mellifluous tuber known as the
What's Herbology
plant.
Class? You just teach us about plants.
Let's see if we can't make our fibrous friends a bit more comfortable, shall we? First, let's protect our ears.
And how to care for said plants.
Now, everyone, grip their mandrake by the tendrils and give it a firm tug. Quickly! Place your mandrake in the new pot and cut down the soil!
Well,
The soil should envelop the root like a warm, dirty blanket, putting the mandrake right at ease. Reparo! I'm very sorry about that. Yours was a bit mature, I'm afraid. All right then, off you go. Splendid work, everyone.
I was not very efficient in multiple ways.
Now for our next
One,
task, we'll be
we had our
collecting
ears plugged
kidneys
because
from
of the
hospitals.
noise. And then also all the mandrakes were screaming.
Our new student.
And yet somehow in that noise she gave the instruction to put it into the new pot and pat the soil, of course.
Yes, Professor.
Firstly, well done. with
She
your
should have
magic.
explained the
They
steps
can be
beforehand.
difficult to get a grasp of.
Realistically.
Actually, I enjoyed it. I couldn't help but catch your enthusiasm.
How kind of you. It seems you're already taking to herbology like a mandrake to fresh soil. Now, as I mentioned, next we'll be planting dittany. Let us find you some seeds.
I already have some, Professor. Pick them up in Hogsmeade.
You visited the Magic Neep. Wonderful. A prepared student is bound to bloom. I've arranged for you to have your own potting table here in the classroom. Wasn't easy to spare one on such late notice. Plant the seeds there now, and you can return to harvest them later. Even with soil, sunlight, and a bit of magic, they will take time to grow.
Not if I can figure out ancient magic,
My star thistle
I feel like.
Niffler's fancy.
Just based on that one memory of like them like making an entire forest and making nature bloom all around that village.
Dittany's restorative properties make it a vital ingredient in the Wiggenweld potion, as you all should know from Professor Sharp's class.
Okay. How do I care for it? I just put it in there and then leave it. Oh, you can add fertilizer to increase its yield, but I do not have fertilizer.
Well done! Once it can be harvested, your Dittany will be ready to use in Wiggenweld potion. I'll let Professor Sharp tell you about that. Now, what say we branch out? Introduce you to a different sort of flora, the Chinese chomping cabbage. You'll find that some plants are better suited to uses outside of a cauldron. The cabbages do get testy without something to chew. Fortunately, I have a dummy for them to gnaw on. Be a dear and let them have a good chomping.
Yes, Professor.
They're in the other greenhouse. It's just at the end of the footbridge leading out of this room. Your classmate, Mr. Pruitt, has kindly offered to accompany you. Come back and see me when
Mr.
you're finished.
Pruitt?
Oh, and mind your fingers. They do bite.
Who is Pruitt? Alright, Pruitt.
Hello. Saw you on your way to Hogsmeade the other day. Nice to meet you. I'm Leander. I'll be showing you the Chinese chomping cabbages. Up these stairs will take us there, but your lead.
Up the stairs. Okie dokie.
Nice work in Defense Against the Dark Arts, by the way.
Excuse me?
Your duel with Sebastian! And he's good. Thinks he's really good. But you outright slaughtered him. It was brilliant.
Oh. Well, thank you.
I nearly put Sebastian in his place myself. I mean, I would have, if Hecate hadn't stopped me.
Didn't she stop that dragon skull from crushing?
Here we are. Home of the Chinese chomping cabbage.
Okay. Now, dialogue could have just been interrupted because of reaching the objective, but either way, that was perfect timing. like he cut us off from talking about how he messed up.
Go on. Now, see that dummy? Just toss the cabbages at it, and they'll do the rest.
I'm sorry. What do I need to do?
Garlic said she wanted you to have a go at tending the cabbages. Nothing to it, really. Just toss some of those Chinese chomping cabbages out. You'll see fairly quickly why we call them that.
So, got a new wheel here. Oh, this is where you can craft. Gives you the recipe there. What do I do now?
Look at that. They'll chomp on anything they can get their mouths on.
I guess you can probably use them in combat then, huh?
Last year to keep the gnomes out. Did save her the de-gnoming, but they left her honking daffodils in tatters.
Probably be interesting seeing a little plant
My kind of plants
attack my enemies.
booba tubers and bouncing bulbs. The kind of plants that'd have your back in a fight. Not saying you can't go it alone, but well, imagine that wasn't a dummy.
Trust me, Leander.
You were. I mean, dogweed and deathcap has more of them, if you're keen. Other plants too. Ones your parents wouldn't plant in the garden. You get the idea. Anyway, we probably ought to head back to class. Take your time. I'll see you back in class.
I tended to the Chinese chomping cabbages, Professor.
Remarkable plants, aren't they? I hope they weren't too much trouble. Oh, don't see any bite marks or missing digits. And good, as you do seem to be quite green-fingered. Oh, I'm eager to see your skill in the soil continue to blossom.
Magical plants have so much.
I'm glad. Herbology... Huh. Well, I suppose that's every...
Alrighty.